So the first thing to do when you're doing dishes is you obviously need to put all of the clean stuff away and get those sides clear. Now, dishes is not just the stuff that's piled by the sink. It's also the stuff that's on the table, it's the table itself, and it's all the sides underneath where all of your dishes are. So I'm going to show you today how to do dishes in the most effective way so that you have to refill your sink as infrequently as possible and you can get the dishes as clean as possible. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your sides, so your draining board and any drying apparatus you've got, is all clean. So give it a wipe down and make sure that it is completely ready to be used. The last thing you want is to put clean dishes onto a dirty rack and then start pulling them off, only to find you've got the scum signs or there's dinner from the previous wash up left on your dishes. So that's always the next thing you do. And then you want to empty your washing up bowl or whatever you're going to use to wash up in. I prefer not to use my sink because if I don't use my sink, then that means that I can put things down my sink that maybe don't want to thoroughly bleach out before I start doing the dishes. Whereas if I've got a bowl, I can just quickly give it a bit of a scrub out before I do the dishes. But I know that the only thing that's going to be in here is going to be dishes. So then I normally find that amount of Fairy liquid is pretty good. The best thing to start with is the cleanest thing. Now for most people, cups, it's going to be what you had: milk, squash, water in, that kind of thing. And your glasses need to be done in clean water because otherwise they will come out smeary. So let's get those done first. The next thing you want to tackle is mugs. So just get all your mugs, and these can always be a little bit mucky. So what you're going to want to do is just tip out anything that's in them, gather them together, and you're going to want to just let them soak in the actual cup. Typically these are the next least dirty things. They're not going to leave a residue, they might discolour the water if you've had tea or something. Typically they're one of the easiest to wash up and after glass. Having done the mugs, the next thing you want to work on is gathering together any plastic mugs or anything that might have not come into the glass category or the mug category. So any little plastic cups like this one, you're going to put those in, and then any little plastic bowls like these ones, because they'll probably just need a rinse out. Make sure you empty the rubbish out, you don't want that in your sink. And then we're going to move on to cutlery. Put all the dishes into the sink. I need to change this water, but I'm just going to give everything a rinse off before I do that. When you put dishes into the sink, when you put cutlery into the sink, that does not include anything with a blade. It also doesn't include the large utensils. The large utensils just make it difficult for you to find things, they're going to get in the way. Blades are dangerous, so keep your blades out. Do your cutlery, then do your blades and utensils. So there we are, it's refilling and I've rinsed the cutlery. So there's the cutlery, the big cutlery I've left at the front with the sharp knives, and there's the rest of the cutlery. Now the next thing that I would do is I would do plates, because plates tend not to be too grubby. So do plates and bowls. So that's these, got a few there, and that should then be most of the dishes done. So that's that done. There's the plates there. I've just stacked them as best as I could. You can see the water's still fairly clean. It's obviously a black grey tub, so everything looks grey. There's a few things that still need to be done, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly gather them up. I'm going to put the rubbish in the bin, and then I'm going to stack everything up ready for the last load of dishes later on, which will be all the grubby dishes, but there's not actually that many. If you look, you can see that although most of the dishes that are left are like that, a little bit grubby, they need that extra bit of scrubbing. Those two are fairly clean, but then that one's really mucky. There's actually not that many. So although it looks like each piece is a lot of intensive work and it looks like a lot of work, in actual fact, it's not going to take that long. So I've just done about 20-minute of dishes now, mainly because I've been filming at the same time. That would normally be about 10 minutes work. And now let's put everything away. And what I like to do is anything that's difficult and just isn't drying, like this, I just leave it out to dry. Leave it out to dry. And like this bit here, a little bit tricky. And this, just go through and double check that everything's clean. This isn't quite clean. I don't know if you can see, but it's got a couple of bits just stuck to it. So that needs washing up again. This is my washing up. So I'm going to get the washing up bowl running. Now, the advantage of washing things up in groups is that you can put things away in groups. So you can put all of the plates, you know they're going to be right next to each other. You can put all of those away, all of your glasses, all of your cups. You can put them all away together, and it just makes it easier rather than having a lot of random stuff that you need to put away. You can just put things away in the same cupboard or put things away that are like with like, and it makes the putting away that little bit easier. Always remember to just wipe that side down. It helps if you run your sponge under the tap, because you just get that bubbly layer off the top. So what I'm going to do is first you rewash anything from the first thing that needed to be redone, and then again start with your cleaner stuff. So for me that's going to be tubs and the lids, so I'm going to put those in. There was 1 teaspoon that didn't make it through in the last wash, so I'm going to pop it in there. Most stuff is pretty good. Oh, there's a knife there. And then I'm going to tackle the rest in a minute. So I did all the tubs and the lids, they're all done. I've done the bowls. I'm now going to start, because there was something that I wanted to show you. You've got these grooves. You can stack the bowls and plates into the grooves leaning on each other. That saves that little bit of space on racks like this. If you have trays where stuff's really stuck on, like this one, pop it in the bowl. Pop it in the bowl just to soak for a little bit. And that's the next load of dishes done. Because of the size of the dishes, I didn't manage to get all of them done. So there are a few more here that need to be redone. So these need to be redone. And then when I do those, I'll also do the sides and the table. And I know I need to clear my sink. It's so clogged. But that will come eventually. It's on my list of jobs to do today. Last load of dishes are done. This is just anything that was left over. A few bits that we used for lunch. This side, I need to put this coffee pot full of rubbish into the compost bin, but in order to do that I need to sort the tins. That's fine, and then I just need to rinse in hot water. These are our tea caddies. I'm just going to put those. So the last job to do is just to wipe down the front of any appliances you have out on your side. And you're all finished. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care.